All right. Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So, this is going to be a today's topic video. It is for the 25th. And technically, I know it's just become Tuesday, but for me, this is still Monday. And so, this is the video series where each Monday I randomly go through the comments and select a winner. And so, our winner for this week is Terry O. And Terry O, if you look in the description box, there's a free link that'll take you to Terry O's storytelling. And these are the stories where every week if you guys want to just drop the comment compassion in the comment section, that gets you entered to win for next Monday. Okay. Now, anybody can watch Terry O's storytelling. It's like I say, the free link is right there in the description box. But just so you guys know, if you are watching this right now, it's just rolled into, we're now like on the 25th. So if you're watching this right about midnight on the 25th, just know I am currently live recording this. So the comments are not visible. It's right now the live chat that you'll see, and you'll want to type compassion in the comments. Okay. So that'll happen as soon as I'm no longer live. You'll see the comments will open up. All right. Hi, guys. Great to see you all. So what is the vibration for the 25th? We have envy. We have waves. We have soulmate. Holy smokes. Hang on. What's going on here? Because I'm hearing, I wish that I had Jesse's girl, Eric Springfield. There could be somebody, this is resentful, competitive, discontent. There's waves of emotion, worry, and fear. And then we have the soulmate, twin flame, friendship, romantic partner. So either we have somebody that is like really feeling jealous because they see somebody else like talking to somebody, or they feel like that's my person. What are you doing talking to them? This could be an ex who's still jealous of somebody who's moving on. This could be someone who's like, I want to be with you, but you're with this other person. Actually, let's go this deck. Hang on. Oh, Myra J, you angel, thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here. CW, CDW, sorry, I always say your name wrong, sweetheart. Annie S, hi. Annette Summers B, wonderful to see you guys. We have Queen of Pentacles. We have Two of Pentacles. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm going to say we either have somebody who's juggling, or they feel like they're being juggled, possibly by a Queen of Pentacles. Where is this coming from? Who's the jealous person? Can I just see the card of envy? Okay, unfortunately it's sideways, and we have Four of Swords. Oh, this could be two people that are acting like they've moved on from each other, and they haven't. And they both feel like, I'm trying to heal, but the thought of you with somebody else is killing me. The Star. Two people at a distance, possibly, still wanting to heal things with each other, but instead, imagining, we have Queen of Wands sideways. Okay, so some of this feeling of jealousy could actually, this could be a complicated story. We could have a Queen of Wands who is a new individual in somebody's life. And she's the one feeling jealous because it's like, I know you still think about that Queen of Pentacles. You're trying to date me, but I feel like you're still connected to a Queen of Pentacles. Look, we have three people here. We've got this dude riding his horse. We've got two queens. I just can't help but think that the Queen of Pentacles is the one that stays on his mind. Let me ask about this Queen of Wands. Look, the Queen of Wands, just because she's sideways, it means she's feeling a little like karmic, meaning like a Queen of Wands upright would normally be very empowered. She doesn't usually like feel less than in any way, shape, or form. She's got great sense of self-worth, but admittedly, anybody could feel bent out of shape if it's like, God, I just feel like you're still hung up on somebody else, and it's making me feel some kind of way. I'm feeling kind of jealous about it. She's not like full blown, like, oh, I'm just jealous for no reason because I want all attention on me. I think this is a very understandable and relatable way for anybody to feel when it's like, so you're dating me, but why does it feel like the ghost of a Queen of Pentacles is like sitting here with us all the time? I don't feel like you're really seeing me. I feel like you're pining for somebody else still. So what are you doing? That's kind of the way this is coming across. We have a Ten of Swords. We have a 5 of Wands, a 2 of Wands, and a 3 of Wands. Okay, so they told her, oh, it's totally over between me and a Queen of Pentacles. She does not, the Queen does not believe this. The Queen of Wands does not believe it. If anything, she's like, I think you're tripping. I think you're telling yourself what you wish was true. I think you're not admitting, especially with this 2 of Wands, you're still so hung up on her. At any moment, you might change and go toward her. 3 of Wands, I think you're going to end up with her again in the future. So I think that a Queen of Wands is reading him better than he's reading himself. Himself, herself, please know this could always be same-sex couple, reverse gender roles. Okay, let's take a closer look. Who are you, Queen of Pentacles, in all this? Well, I think the Queen of Pentacles is the ex. 5 of Swords. She is definitely the one who had a fight. And she's definitely somebody who is not too happy. We have the World card, kind of a tilted, funky angle on this. It's over, except it's not really, right? If this were upright, I would be like, oh, she's had an ending and wants a new beginning in her own life. This says, we got question marks on all this. Who is he? The Knight of Cups in the reverse. Somebody who's shut down on his emotions. Somebody who's, I don't think he has emotions to give to the Queen of Wands either. We have the Fool. He could be an Aries. It could be a water sign as well. But mice show up when somebody is worried about things. And it's interesting that they chose to put a mouse here. Also, this is very much like Nutcracker-esque. You know how there's like a dance of the mice. So this could be particularly like timely right now, just because we're coming into the holiday season. But this really looks messy. We have a Page of Swords and it's sideways. I think he's not being honest with the fact that he keeps tabs on her, on the Queen. I think he keeps tabs on the Queen of Pentacles. And I think he's trying really hard not to admit that to himself. He says it's over. It's over. It's over for me. It's over for her. I'm just so sure of it. And so, yeah, there's nothing there. Nope, I don't love her. Then why are you checking up on her? I'll only do it sometimes. How come you fret? How come you're trying to move on, but you still keep looking back? Can we cut to the chase here? Because I feel like the only person being honest in this is actually the Queen of Wands, who's more or less saying, I feel pretty jealous right now because I don't feel like you're really over somebody. I feel like, why would I experience these waves of emotion unless I think you're in love with your soulmate who happens to not be me? It's the Queen of Pentacles. Let me just cut to the chase and ask the point blank question, which is, for him, who do you really want? If say there were no breakups and there was no confusion, who do you really want? We have an Ace of Swords upright, but we also have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. All this says is that I damn sure don't want to see her with somebody else, the Queen of Pentacles with the King of Pentacles. This could also be him saying, the truth of it is I want to be back with her, but then, that didn't work and that's awful. Hang on, what's the truth? I want to be successful. What's the King of Pentacles doing here in the reverse? Because that's throwing me. 10 of Swords in the reverse. It's so weird. So he wants to be hers again, right? He wants to be with that Queen of Pentacles. He doesn't want things to be over, but he also wants it to be completely different so we could be really successful together. So basically, he's not over her. It's just the way it was painful and awful. The ending was painful and awful. What he wants is it to be super successful and to wave the white flag and have it all be wonderful and have her look at him with those eyes that say, she's real happy to be with him. What he doesn't want is this painful ending that he can't get over, where all he thinks about is how he's not with her anymore. Okay, so let me ask this. So what are you doing with the Queen of Wands? because you're kind of messing with her mind over here. King of Cups sideways, I'm trying to figure out how to love somebody else. Yeah, but your heart's not in it. And especially a King of Cups can't give an emotion that isn't there because they're all about emotion. So you can't really feign emotion. And he's not doing a very good job of it anyway. He's only given, maybe half of himself. But don't you? Okay, it's none of my business. I should hold my tongue. Let me ask it this way instead. What are you intending on doing? Because I think deep down we already all know. Three of Swords. I'm intending on feeling a bunch of pain. So he hasn't even really gone through the real agony of losing that Queen of Pentacles. Why did you lose her? I don't understand. You want her so bad. Emperor sideways. Either they didn't make this a very official kind of a relationship, and he laments that at this point. They didn't turn it into a marriage. They didn't make it be really serious. Yeah, we have the Lovers upright. I think that there was a lack of seriousness, even though the emotions were very serious. This wasn't handled with care. This wasn't handled responsibly, or it wasn't handled with maturity. Death card. And it ended because it needed to cowgirl and cowboy up. Like, this relationship needed to get mature, and it just wasn't. And that's how things, ended. Okay, can we go over and take a look just at the Queen of Pentacles? Queen of Pentacles, what do you want with him, especially right now? Justice, the Fool, and the Knight of Wands, all sideways. So talk about not having sincerity or seriousness. Look, I don't know if she only suspects that I think he was fooling around, or I think he wasn't reliable. He owes me more. He owes me respect. He owes me, with the Justice card, this is like karmic justice. He did me dirty. That's what she thinks, is that he did me dirty. And he took a leap towards somebody else. Oh, that's kind of a big thing to kind of think happened, but not know for sure. Hang on, let's let him respond to that. What happened? Did you do that? Hanged Man in the reverse. And the Devil. Yeah, unfortunately, perhaps. This might have been he decided to gravitate towards somebody else. I mean, with the Devil, that can be somebody that was really tempting. Judgment and Ten of Cups. This could be that he reconciled with some ex. Wait a minute. Who was your ex? Is the ex actually the Queen of Wands? No, it says the ex is the Queen of Cups. Somebody who said that they loved him. This could still be the Queen of Wands. So here's my thought. My thought is he originally broke up with somebody else. He meets this Queen of Pentacles. He and the Queen of Pentacles, I think, must have had something very beautiful, but somehow instead he yo-yos back and decides he's going to go be with his previous ex because, it's going to be so great. It's going to be so wonderful. And she's showing me all the vibes, and wow, this, we slip into each other's worlds like, our old favorite t-shirt. But it's going to be so good this time, and it's going to be so great because she really, really loves me, and that's really great. Okay, but then what happened? Because you basically jilted the Queen of Pentacles, who's the one you now can't get over, for an ex. And what happened was he wasn't even happy with the ex that he yo-yoed back to. With that Nine of Cups in the reverse, there wasn't any joy there. Seven of Wands and Four of Pentacles. Not only that, but very quickly he's like, I don't even want to give to this. We got nothing but problems. We don't get along. I don't really want to live in her world. She's got, obstacles and stuff that she wants. There's blockages. There's problems. She maybe wants to work it out with me, but I'm realizing I don't really want to be here after all. So wait a second. So you jilted the Queen of Pentacles, who you now can't get over, to go back to an ex only to discover you picked wrong. Okay. What did you discover about the Queen of Pentacles? The Magician, she's the one I would give anything to reconcile with. So I'm going to say that probably the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands are one and the same, because I feel like, to start out by the Queen of Wands is having these feelings of envy and like, I don't get what's going on. You're with me, but I feel like you're thinking about somebody else. But I'm the ex you reconciled with. Yes, but he met that Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is the one he actually wants now, at least, to be with. Meanwhile, the Queen of Pentacles is over here saying, oh, I completely think that he did me dirty, and I think that he basically cheated or, decided to throw me over for somebody else. And that is actually what happened. No wonder he's over here feeling like a fool and feeling like, he's in mouse energy, because the mice represent, the worry in somebody's mind. So in this story, we have a person who obviously has made the wrong choice and wishes that they could undo it and go back to the other choice now. That's what it looks like. I want to go back to the other choice, which I just did a story on Tarot Dog that was very lengthy, and I got to say, it wasn't that far off of this. We have a Four of Cups in the reverse, though. I don't know that I think that a Queen of Pentacles wants to go back. If anything, she might be saying, I don't have any, I didn't blow this thing up. I didn't make these mistakes. So I don't have anything to be unhappy about. So let me just ask, universe, what's the higher perspective for this story? What is the higher perspective for this? Because all I see is just kind of a bunch of sour milk here. So what's the better way for us to look at this whole thing? Eight of Coins and the Tower. That the mistakes that characters make sometimes in their lives, those mistakes eventually anyway, keep churning, and sometimes it moves characters toward like becoming better people. It moves them toward like realizing what really matters to them, but it's not without, a lot of work and a lot of, working through the wrong choices that somebody makes in life before they know who they really are and what they really want. Okay, fair enough, but this is not really a story I can get behind too much, because I kind of don't see all the yo-yoing and all that as something that makes a whole lot of sense to me. With the 10 of Coins sideways, the universe also says there's lots of different people that we could have, a 10 of Coins with, right? We could have build a lifetime with. But we have to understand that life we'd be building with them would be different, because each person brings something different to the mix. So if we're going to go with the Queen of Pentacles, the life that they could have had with her would have been only if they matched her vibration. Did they like matching her vibration? It seems like they liked instead, or thought that they instead liked going back to the very sexy Queen of Wands / Queen of Cups, who also was this huge like temptation for them. So she might have been very hot, very sexy, but ultimately they didn't actually have any happiness together. He didn't even want to be with her after the initial like, oh yeah, this is going to be great. And then it's like, oh, I'm not actually even happy with her. So I wonder if the big message here is, what actually are you truly drawn to? It's like he didn't even know that. He wasn't sure about what he was truly drawn to. He wasn't sure about like maybe who he was and about what a happy lifestyle would look like. Because it looks like there was something, I don't know if he was drawn to the taboo of getting back together with the ex, or if the ex was like alluring for kind of like a, not toxic necessarily. If anything, I would say his behavior was more toxic, but there could have been, that Queen of Wands was sideways right out of the gate. Maybe there's always a little bit of like push and pull. Like maybe for her, it was like, oh, I'm going to win you, and I'm going to come out the winner over the other person you were just dating. But wait a second, how come you're still thinking about them? Now it doesn't feel like I won. And that could be her toxicity kicking in. And it could even be like that's maybe the real reason these two were ever together is kind of like a little bit of a selfish, like, I want to win. It's not so much about you and being with you, it's about me getting you away from somebody else. I don't know, there's something here that doesn't sit real well with me on any side of this, but basically that might have been the same personality trait that he carried in him, which is why he matched better with his ex, or thought he did. This feels like the universe is just saying, just know who you pick is who you're going to be blending your energy with. So pick the lifestyle choice that you want to have, because that's what the individual is going to bring into your world. So if you're going to pick somebody who's a little toxic, a little competitive, that's how your life's going to be with them. But you chose it, so that must be something you thought worked for you. Oh, it doesn't? You learned that it doesn't work for you. Okay, now we see. It turns out they can't stop thinking about the Queen of Pentacles. Can I just ask, what is it about this Queen of Pentacles that speaks to you, calls to you? It's crazy. There's the Devil again, which was associated not with the Queen of Pentacles, but with, maybe this person just likes the person that they can't have. Maybe he just wants whomever he isn't currently with. I don't think so, though. I think it's the difference between who the Queen of Pentacles is versus their ex. I don't know, though, with the Knight of Cups and the Hanged Man here. This does say, again, immaturity. This is only a knight. This isn't a king. This isn't the emperor. I don't know. You know what? Maybe this storyline says the reason they want the other person now is because that's the one they're not with. Maybe this person really needs to not be with anybody for a while and figure out who they are first. Because this feels like, no, she's the one I really want. I think, right? Maybe. This all feels like, but then there's these delays and he still has to look at things from a different perspective. I do not see him as somebody who has yet identified who he is. And these two cards from the universe for this storyline said he's working on figuring that out. I would say he's not there yet, is what it seems to be on this. He wants the other person, then he wants the other person. Now he wants the first person. You know, it's just back and forth. And I would say the big problem is, if we go back to that Two of Pentacles, it's a perpetual juggler. Everything here said this is somebody who can't make a decision about what they want. The Queen of Wands knows that. I think that the Queen of Pentacles knows that with that Justice card. Yeah, I'm going to say the bigger problem is maybe it boils down to them. It's not about, oh, but my ex was toxic. No, it's you perhaps were the toxic one because you couldn't pick. But maybe that's the first problem. Why are you sitting there thinking, like this one? No, this one. No, that one. I think that's the thing that has to be addressed. In the meantime, I don't know who's soulmates, who's twin flames, who's, romantic partnerships. Because honestly, all I see here is like lessons that need to be learned, which would make me think karmic stuff and nothing about soulmate. I mean, soulmates can help us learn lessons, but all of this feels like maybe those are the illusions that we're playing with here. Is does any of this look like a real love story? Does it look like a lesson story? And to me, I would say this is more a lesson story. But nothing wrong with that either. Seven of Wands. Yeah. This is, the dragon is hiding in his cave, hoarding all of his gold. I kind of think, because this is somebody who is like creating obstacles or needs to find solutions to obstacles. But I wonder if deep down this person kind of doesn't really want to give to anybody. Not really, because he didn't go into Emperor mode with the Queen of Pentacles. Then As soon as he's back with the ex, then almost immediately he's not satisfied there either. Maybe he's not ready to be with anybody, and maybe that's what the big awakening is I got a lot more to work on in me. I probably should, if I don't really want to give, my gold, if I want to hoard it to myself, if I want to hoard a lot of things, maybe it's, the bottom line is I'm not ready to be with anybody. Maybe that's why it's so hard to pick. I could see that being a little bit more of the realization here. So, universe, final message. What is the message for the Queen of Pentacles? We have got the universe saying it's Wheel of Fortune. It's a new chapter is opened up for her. She's just moving forward. This is a gateway opening for her. So I don't see her hanging out, waiting on him. I see, since we already saw her say, there's a whole bunch of injustice here. There's a whole bunch of problems here. I don't see her waiting on him. I see her having a new chapter opening for her. That could be a new person. There could be, and we just see the world for her. So possibly a Capricorn, but also we could have a Scorpio, we could have a Leo, we could have an Aquarius, or a Taurus coming in for her. What's up next for the Queen of Wands? Six of Coins. Something that's going to give her greater balance and equality. Now, this could be her finding greater balance and equality, but usually this is giving and receiving from another person. She may shift, gears and end up with a Taurus. And what's next for him? He's going to realize at some point he really wants to be a King of Pentacles. I don't know if that means he's going to have any luck. This could be way down the road, though. This could be, he has a graying beard here. Maybe this is going to be 10 years from now. He's going to realize, I wanted to be with that Queen of Pentacles, really and truly, and I wanted to be that King of Pentacles. I want this long-term relationship. That's the person I should have married. That was the love story of my life. This could be something that happens far down the road. When I say what's next, before we were saying, well, this person doesn't have a whole lot of clarity. And now it says what's next could be Five of Cups sideways. She's going to always be the one that got away. Or let's say his opportunity to be the King of Pentacles is the opportunity that slipped away. And that's just, it's going to be one of those lessons, Okay, not the easiest story, that's for sure. Holy smokes, that was a lengthy one too. All right, let me go ahead and do a little storytelling though for someone whose birthday is on the 25th. And then tomorrow we will get back to zodiacs, but tonight I'll call it a night after this. We have the World card upright. We have the Three of Pentacles upright, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So first off, lots and lots of earth energy for the next year for a character whose birthday is the 25th. Strong Capricorn influence, lots of growth. This is Green Man. And Green Man, all around the world, we see him oftentimes in garden spaces and such, it's a clay figurine of this man who's lots of times his hair and stuff is made out of leaves. And he represents, growth in cycles. And so I'm wondering if first off, they could have a great beard. They could meet somebody with a great beard. They could meet somebody who is somebody who they knew back when this person was young. And now they know them as a more mature adult who pops back up in their life. And they could be spectacular. Could be wow, this person, I knew him when we were, in fourth grade, but now I meet him again as an adult. This person's playing a major role in my life. So there could be an unexpected person who revisits a character's life in this next year, but it's as a much more mature entity, somebody who could be really loving, really giving. There is something about beards. It's the year of the beard. I don't know why. With the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, it says it's also the year to maybe this is somebody that they'll do business with, but growth is a major area, but growth in matters of abundance. And for me, abundance is everything from money to housing to relationships that are secure and stable. This looks like collaboration, cooperation. This looks like somebody who really makes huge strides forwards in the next year of their life in money and savings, but in also building the life that they want. There's a lot of emphasis on work, possibly in the next year for a character whose birthday is the 25th, but also it's like stable. It's stabilizing. Everything is getting better and better. And I kind of think that there's significant gains. If we're going from like a Three of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles, it's like, oh, I'm finally connecting to the right person. And because of that, like there's this huge exponential growth in my own personal life too. That could be because we're with the right partner. You know, when you meet somebody who's towing the line just like you are, and the two of you join forces and your complementary energies, you just basically like, it's like cloning yourself. You have a double of you who can contribute to, you know, everything from money to, you know, chores that need to be done, and life gets easier and gets better together. So we could have that coming in for a character, but regardless, it's like the next year is full of growth and like huge cooperation, but really nice energy. I wish that had been the whole story and instead of just the birthday story. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here, everybody. I send you lots of love. Really appreciate you guys. Araceli Arredondo, nice to see you, babe. Brave Pink Hero Green, Living Water. Thanks again, Annie. Sierra, hi, babe. Hi, guys. Aw, you were so sweet. Ranny, so thank you so much. Or Rainy _SO. Thank you for being here, sweetie. Uh, yes, it's really nice to have mostly settled in now into my new place. No love, great to see you, babe. Colleen, how are you, honey? Renee Barberry, Jacob, always a pleasure. Shout out to you in Texas. Hi, GR. Contented Tiger, Lindsay, hi, hun. Yeah, that card was very nutcracker. No Filters Mon, The Soul Archetype, RT, Loving Light Libra. And again, thank you so much, Myra J. All right, you guys, and CDW and Annie S and Nanette. Thank you, everybody. All right, and RT. Thank you, sweetie. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we will get back to our zodiacs. So I'll see you guys then. All right, take care. Bye for right now.